So have you ever been injured before? As in bonking your head on an object just to have it bleed later? Well, if not, then good for you, because the worst case scenario of this actually happened to me when I was in 2nd grade, when I was about 7 to 8 years old. It was a sunny day after school. I got into the house first, while my mom watered the plants in our front yard. I was watching YouTube videos until I needed to use the bathroom. And if you've been around children or worked with them, then do you know this thing where you turn around for just 1 second, then something bad happens? Well, that's exactly what happened, because I went to the bathroom, and here's the layout. The toilet paper holder is attached to the cabinet under the sink. But the counter that separates the bottom of the main sink and the top of the cabinet has an overhang that extends all the way above the toilet paper holder so it doesn't get wet. And since I was very tall, I crouched down to see if there was still any toilet paper left. And because of this, the thumbnail, and the title, I can assume that a great majority of you guys already know where this is going. And the instant I got up, at first, adrenaline rushed through me because I didn't feel a thing. That wasn't until the pain started pulsing and getting worse by the millisecond. And fun fact, when I asked my mom about this, she said that I hit my head so hard that instead of sounding like a, it sounded a bit more like Boombayah! So no wonder why she heard it 20 feet away from the garage. When my mom arrived onto the scene, I tried to tell her that I was okay, but the instant I touched my head and looked at my hand, my mom immediately went into the kitchen to get me some paper towels and ice packs. I also grabbed myself a few pieces of toilet paper, which did no help because 1 second later, the toilet paper looked like this. The next thing I knew, I was in the back of my mom's car, ready to drive to the hospital. It was very severe and it couldn't be solved at home, so no money can be saved. Because while my mom was grabbing everything, I accidentally tilted my head forward and fruit punch poured out like a waterfall and onto the floor. And once we arrived at the hospital, the injury was so bad that I was took to another section in a wheelchair. And once we were there, a doctor kept wiping away all the fruit punch and asked me a few questions. Then 2 more doctors came in to help. Oh, and my bravery from earlier also diminished because in this moment I was actually crying instead of trying to tough out the pain. So I started to distract myself by looking at the pictures hung on the walls in that room. And according to my mom, she said that I bled so much that the back of my shirt is completely stained. Coincidentally, I wore a red shirt so I couldn't see it well enough. 1 expensive hospital bill later and I was back home like normal. However, a few weeks went by and the scab cleared. I touched my head and I felt it. The blow was so hard that I dented my skull. I mean, it was pretty obvious from the start since I did bash my head open, but hey, it's pretty much over now. Anyways, please like and subscribe and hit the bell. It'll help me out a ton as a small creator. Anyways, see you in the next video. Bye!